Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You know what time it is. When you see this backdrop right here, you guys know that it is story time, okay? This story time, I've been meaning to get this out to you guys for so long, but what happened was life. I just didn't have the time. I got ill in between and all these excuses, but I needed to tell this story time because when I tell you guys this story time, yeah, I'm already getting very hot just thinking about what I'm about to tell you guys. I'm getting hot. I'm actually getting hot. I'm hot. It's hot. It's actually hot. If you guys watched the vlog of Nathania's 16th birthday trip to Paris, you would know that in that vlog, I mentioned something about something going down before we actually got to Paris. Y'all, get you a cup of tea, a drink, something, and get comfortable because it's a lot. It's a lot. Alright, boom. Before I even get into this story time, if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you guys know whenever I upload. And yeah, let's get into this story time, okay? Alright, so boom. It was Natania's 16th birthday and it was her desire to spend her 16th birthday in Paris. So I'm like, okay, cool, girl, I got you. You my daughter, you know what I'm saying? I want you to have an amazing 16th birthday. So we're gonna go to Paris. We're gonna live our best lives and enjoy ourselves. And as you can see in the vlog, we was all really excited to get to Paris. Our flight was at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we had to wake up super early to get to the airport. My mom was at my house and she was gonna drive us to the airport. Now the airport is not that far from our house. It's like probably under an hour, especially at that time of the morning where there's barely any cars in the road. So we thought, okay, cool. It's not going to take us too long to get to the airport. If any of you guys know Stansted Airport, you will know that living in Essex and getting to Stansted Airport is not that difficult. Like, it's not that far. Because I kind of slightly have anxiety about being late, even though I'm someone that is usually late. I know, it doesn't make sense, right? But yeah, so I was like, okay, we need to leave like 4 hours before. I'm that typical African auntie that the flight is at 10 o'clock, you'll be in the airport from like 4 o'clock in the morning. Between 4:30 and 5 o'clock is when we left the house because we thought it's gonna take less than an hour for us to get to the airport. So we'll get to the airport before 6 o'clock. I checked in online. Our flight was with EasyJet. If you've ever flown with EasyJet, you will know that they have like limits on the amount of bags that you can take or the size of bag that you can take on board. You can only take like one small bag. They rarely allow you to take like over 20 kg. You have to pay extra for that. So because there was 3 of us, I thought that I would pay extra and take a big bag, and then the other 2 can take a small bag, and whatever they have that is too much to fit in their bag will go into my big bag. So because we'd already checked in and I'd already paid for my bag online, we can get there for 6 o'clock. Our flight is at 7. That would be good enough time for me to literally drop my one bag, head straight to security and board our flight. That was the plan. Girl, my mum doesn't really like driving at nighttime. Also, it was like pouring down with rain, pitch black. I basically had to drive us to the airport. My mum's inbuilt sat-nav that's inside her car is set to avoid motorways. We didn't realize this until we'd already started the journey. Driving alone, you know, just driving alone. Just cruising, you know, just following the direction. Turn left. Okay, I'ma turn left. Turn right. Okay, I'ma turn right. You know, so it wasn't until like maybe 20-30 minutes into the journey that I'm thinking, are we gonna get onto a motorway? Because I'm thinking we're gonna hit the motorway and we're gonna just shing into the airport, especially when the roads are clear at that time of the morning. This sat-nav is kind of taking us through some back roads. We're going through houses, we're going through forests, we're going through those narrow country roads. Obviously, if it's avoiding motorways, it's gonna take us a little bit longer than expected to actually get to the airport. I just have to drive faster. At the same time, we can't drive too fast because it's pouring down with rain. We're not trying to die out here. We want to get to the airport safely and alive. I'm driving so fast down down these like pitch black roads where there's no light, there's no street lamps, literally through the forest, through the countryside I'm driving through to try and get to this damn airport. Slowly the panic is starting to like come into my chest because I'm looking at the time and I'm seeing how long the sat nav is telling me is going to take for us to get there. I'm now calculating in my head that okay, by the time we get there we need to know where we're meant to stop, get out of the car, literally calculating every second and every minute that's going to take us to actually get into the airport, drop our bag, go through security and get on our flight. We get to the airport, it's probably about 20 past 6 or so, where we was meant to actually get there for 6 o'clock. We're like literally rushing, ran to the EasyJet counter. We still have time because the gate closes like 20 minutes before the flight is about to go. We'll have 20 minutes to drop my big bag off at the EasyJet counter and then we'll just go straight to security. We got this. So me, Netanya and Samantha walk over to the EasyJet desk and I basically say to the guy, I've got a flight at 7 o'clock, I've already checked in, I just want to drop off my bag. And he was like, no, we can't take your bag. I'm sorry, come again? We can't take your bag. Sorry, what? You can't take your bag. Check-in is closed. What do you mean it's closed? Okay, it's literally just closed and I've literally just got to you. So I'm sure there's a way that you can still possibly take my bag or at least try and take my bag. This guy looked at me dead ass in my face and was like, no, I can't take your bag. The machine's already stopped. It's already closed. It closes 14 minutes before your flight. It's too late. We can't take your bag. And then I was like, if it's only just closed, I'm sure there's a way that you can go about taking my bag. At least try. I literally have one bag. I've already checked in online. I just need you to basically take the bag so that you can get onto the plane with me.
Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot believe that the next part of the story didn't actually record when I thought it was recording. The devil is a liar. I'm gonna just do this part as a voiceover and then it will go back to the normal clips of me in my grey t-shirt looking cute. Okay, so the guy at the EasyJet counter basically refused to take my bag. If you see the way that I was begging this guy to please take my bag, I was like, is there anything that you can do to get this bag onto our flight? It's my daughter's 16th birthday. We really don't want to miss this flight. Can you please just try and take my bag? This man did not care one bit. He continued to refuse to take the bag and then he went on to tell me to go to security and let them take my bag through that way. So me, Netanya and Samantha run over to security, which thankfully wasn't too far from the EasyJet check-in counter. But I was like, oh my gosh, we actually need to hurry up now because now time is going. We get to security, Netanya and Samantha get their small bags into the trays in order for them to go through the security machine. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to get my big 20 kg bag into the tray with everyone looking at me sideways and looking at me crazy, thinking, what is this woman doing trying to get her big bag into these small trays to go through to security? I'm supposed to be checking this bag in. Two of the security staff members come over to me and they're like, there's no way that this bag is going to fit in the tray and it's definitely not going to fit through the security machine. You need to go and check it in. So I then explained to them everything that just happened over at the EasyJet check-in and that the man at the counter refused to take my bag and he's told me to come to security and take my bag through this way. Imagine the staff at security then said that the man definitely should have taken my bag and he definitely should not have sent me over to security with it. They were proper baffled, like, why is this guy being difficult and why didn't he just take your bag? They were being so helpful as well and trying to figure out ways for me to get my bag through to security, even though they knew that there was no way it was going to go through, but they were still like trying to think of ways to try and help me. In the end, they were like, you know what, you're going to have to take the bag back to the check-in and tell that man to take your bag. They were also being so encouraging and saying, don't worry, you still have time. Let the two children go through while you go and quickly drop your bag. So I go off running back to the EasyJet counter and the same difficult, unhelpful guy is there. I explained to him that I've been to security and they've told me that you shouldn't have sent me over there and that you should have taken my bag. Now, can you please take my bag? This man looked me dead in my face and said, well, I could have taken your bag the first time, but I definitely can't take it now. So it's you that the devil wants to use to come and try me today in this airport. I couldn't believe what this man just said to me. What do you mean that you could have taken my bag the first time, but now you can't? So why didn't you just take my bag in the first place then? Guys, I was so annoyed. Like, is he actually being serious right now? You could have taken my bag when I initially got here, but you refused to. Sent me to security to waste my time, to then get sent back here for you to tell me that yes, you could have taken my bag the first time, but now you definitely definitely won't. Are you mad? Like, are you actually mad? Because me, I can be mad too. In fact, we can just be mad together and let's see who is the maddest. We then start arguing and going back and forth, and the guy's telling me, oh, I was late, I missed the check-in. And I'm saying to him, well, you've just told me that you actually could have taken my bag anyway. This guy then has the audacity to lie in my face and say to me, I didn't say that. I was like, excuse me, what? You literally just said that to me, to my face 20 seconds ago. Are you now telling me that I'm hearing things or I'm making things up? Like, what is going on here? There was a lady that was filling out a form by the counter, and I turned to her and I said, excuse me, did you hear what this man just said to me? Because I'm thinking she can be a witness. Before she's even able to answer, the man butts in and says, she doesn't understand English. So I'm thinking, okay, so this is why you're so bold to tell me that you didn't say what you said when we both blatantly know that you said it. At this point, I'm just like, this guy is actually crazy. He was being so rude, so argumentative. He wasn't listening to anything I was saying.
So I then realized that Natanya and Samantha are still in security while I'm arguing with this man. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to argue with you because right now I need to go find out how my child and my child's friend is doing over there at security. I go back to security. They see me coming back with the bag. They're like, what's going on? Why hasn't he taken your bag? I told them what he told me and they were like, nah.
Oh, hell no.
Sis, no way did he say that to you. Yes, that's what he said. He said he could have taken my bag the first time, but he's definitely not taking it now. And they were like, nah, you need to write a letter of complaint, get his name, get his information. You need to complain because this guy is actually out of order. By this time now, we've missed our flight.
Cut the cameras. Deadass.
All of this going back and forth basically made us miss our flight. If he'd taken my bag, he would have gotten through security, no problem, and gotten our flight. But no, this guy chose to be purposely annoying and unhelpful and made us miss our flight. I had to break the news to Natanya and Samantha that we've missed our flight and I don't know what we're gonna do now. Natanya and Samantha had to come back round from security. The guys at security were like, you need to go back to the desk again. Third time that I'm now going back to the same guy and make a complaint to EasyJet, and hopefully they can reimburse you for the flight that you've missed and hopefully you can get a new flight. We go back to the desk. I basically say to this guy that I would like your name, a customer service contact number for EasyJet because I'm going to put a complaint. You made us miss our flight. It's my daughter's 16th birthday. Basically let him know that she was upset. Samantha was upset. This guy did not care. He did not care whatsoever. He gave me his name. He was like, whatever. This is the contact number you want to contact. The guy had the audacity to be arguing with me, telling me that I shouldn't blame him for missing my flight. And I was like, but you made us miss our flight. You actually made us miss our flight. This other staff member, this woman, decides to now chime in. She's all telling me, you was late.
Are you dumb?
Was you there? You wasn't even there. Why are you even talking?
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Why are you talking? Why are you butting yourself into this conversation here? You wasn't even there when I first arrived at the airport. How can you be so aggy to jump into the conversation and be rude as well on top of it? This woman was being so rude. She was like banging on the desk like, you missed the check-in time.
Are you dumb?
Was you there? Please be quiet. Nobody is talking to you. Anyway, I get the customer service number for EasyJet. I'm now also trying to figure out when is the next flight. They didn't have any flights for that morning. The next flight was the following day. Obviously, in Paris, we've already got a hotel booked for Sunday night and Monday morning. So there's no way we could get another flight on a different day because then we would have lost the money that we paid for the hotel and have to rebook that. It's all mad. So I had to wait until like 8 o'clock for EasyJet customer service line to open. In the meantime, I was just on my phone trying to find new flights. By fire, by force, I'm not gonna let this guy ruin my daughter's 16th birthday. We are getting to Paris. Thankfully, I found a flight with Vueling.
Yes.
They had a flight going from Gatwick Airport. Meanwhile, we're in Stansted.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay, cool. Let me book this flight and get us a cab from Stansted Airport all the way to Gatwick and see if we can catch that flight instead. I called EasyJet. I made a complaint over the phone. I explained to them everything that had happened. They were like, I need to put everything in writing so that they can launch a formal investigation. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm still trying to rush for us to get to Gatwick so we don't miss the new flight that I've just booked. Our Uber driver was some black African guy and I was basically explaining to him what had just happened. He was proper annoyed as well.
You know what you are? EP, aka enemy of progress. Get out of here right now.
The way he was rushing, he was like, you know what, let me see if I can try and help you guys to get to Gatwick in time to catch this new flight. This guy was on the motorway speeding. It actually felt like God has sent him to us, because the way that he was so helpful, I was like, oh, thank you so much. So while we're sitting in the car and this guy's trying to help us quickly get to Gatwick Airport so we can catch the new flight to get to Paris, I decide to now check my phone, check my emails, and I see that I got an email from EasyJet. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What could this email be about? When I opened the email, guys, my flight back from Paris, just my flight alone, has been cancelled. Excuse me, what? Did I just read what I just read? I've been told that I'm a danger to passengers and staff members, so therefore I'm not allowed to get on the EasyJet flight coming back from Paris. So that flight has been cancelled without a refund.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because
Me, a danger to staff members and to passengers because I was arguing with the guy who made me miss my flight. This has to be some kind of joke. Like maybe they send the email by accident. I don't understand what's going on here. So I get on the phone to EasyJet. Imagine the lady that I'm on the phone to from EasyJet explains to me that someone has cancelled my flight because of an incident that happened that morning. So the woman then asks me, can you explain from your side of the story what actually happened this morning? So I explained to her everything that happened. And then she was like, well, it seems like the guy that you was talking to at the EasyJet check-in, who's actually a manager, has logged into the system and cancelled your flight coming back from Paris. I don't understand why he's done that, but that's what's happened. I was like, what? He did what?
He's the devil himself.
What?
Y'all scary.
How wicked for him to go out of his way to log into the system and cancel my flight. Just my flight alone. He's expecting Netanya and Samantha to come back to London from Paris on their own, and then I'm supposed to, what, be stuck in Paris? Because he's cancelled my flight back. Not knowing if we even made it to Paris in the first place, because he knows that we missed our flight. Wow. Like, seriously? Are you serious? Really? Wow. This what we doing? Even the woman on the phone, she was like, I don't actually understand why he's done that. She was even shocked. What kind of evil and demonic person would do that? The woman on the phone was like, I'm really sorry that this has happened. I'm gonna refund you the money for the flight. There's nothing I can do in terms of you getting another EasyJet flight because he's put it on the system that I'm a danger. The woman could understand that obviously I was annoyed because I've missed my flight because of him. But I wasn't a danger. It's not like I was fighting people. It's not like I was being violent. So for him to put it on the system that I'm a danger, nah. This guy is actually a weary. He's not correct up here. Who does that? Who does that?
Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I don't know how y'all do shit where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do shit like that.
When I first arrived at the airport to speak to this guy to take my bag, his whole vibe, his whole attitude stunk. I just knew from the get-go that this guy was being out of order. He was not being helpful. He was being so rude from the jump. For the fact that he could even go further and cancel my flight for no goddamn reason. Just to be spiteful, the guy cancelled my flight coming back from Paris without even knowing if I even made it to Paris in the first place. Like, he just wanted to make life even more difficult for me.
It's upsetting me and my homegirl because we feel like, well, damn.
The phone cut off when we got to Gatwick Airport while we was going into the lift. So I had to call back again, talk to another guy, explain the whole situation again to the other guy. The guy from EasyJet customer services also was shocked by what the man had done. He was also apologizing. Netanya and Samantha can't come back to London from Paris on their own. They understood that. So they had to cancel Samantha and Netanya's flights back. So we had to basically book whole new flights coming back as well. While I'm on the phone to him, we're going through security at Gatwick to get a new flight with Vueling. What ended up happening was that they actually refunded us the money for the flights that we missed. But what I had to do was then write a letter of complaint so that they can launch a further investigation so that I can try and claim back the money that we spent to book the new flights. Thankfully, we ended up getting on this Vueling flight to Paris. I was just so thankful that we still ended up getting to Paris for Netanya to enjoy herself and have a really, really good birthday.
Yes.
When God is for you, who can be against you? Okay? When God is for you, who can be against you? Nobody. The Bible tells me no weapon formed against me will prosper. You can try, but you ain't gonna prosper. I'm gonna let you know the God that I serve, okay, he is with me, and there's nothing you can do about it. I am blessed and highly favored, okay? Can I get an amen? Hallelujah, somebody. My God is good.
Somebody scream in this place. Everywhere that I go, 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 everywhere that I go.
I just thank God, despite everything, despite all of the madness that we had to go through to get to Paris, we had an amazing time. Even in the midst of all the madness that was happening, we could see that God was still favoring us. Our viewing flight was so straightforward, so easy. Tanya still had an amazing birthday. We thank God. Now check that. I'm just so thankful that we didn't give up, that we still continued to try and get to Paris despite what that guy was trying to do. I believe that he could have still taken my bag and the bag could have still gone through the conveyor belt, but because he was being difficult, I was like, well, I know that there's other ways that you can get the bag onto the plane outside of going through that conveyor belt, because I'd already checked in. There's no need for you to miss your flight because you can't drop off your bag. But no, he wanted to be wicked. This whole experience just made me feel like I don't ever want to book a flight with EasyJet ever again. Just don't bother try and take a big massive bag on an EasyJet flight, because you might come across the same kind of guy who just doesn't want to be helpful and doesn't want to take your bag. And if I do have a bag that I need to check in, I'm gonna get to the airport 10 hours before my flight, okay? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna definitely be giving you guys more story time, so stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!